I actually got into IFES by accident. Straight out of graduate school, I went to IFES's office in India as a legal fellow. I initially said I would stay for 6 months, and I ended up staying for 2 years because I loved it. What was interesting was I studied bioethics in my graduate studies, and thinking going into an elections organisation that would have anything to do with that surprised me. But I ended up working on issues such as female feticide and gender selection, which were directly relevant. I actually studied both law and philosophy at university, and they were very complementary because they teach you to look at a problem from every different angle and be able to argue an issue from all different sides. And I think for elections that's very valuable because you can see an issue from all different sides. And try and figure out a way to find the best solution to the particular problem that's unique to that country, drawing on comparative experience from other countries. Constitutional and legal frameworks are the foundation of everything that we do in elections. So for me, if you can get that piece right, you have a chance at getting real sustainable outcomes in other areas of our work. However, getting it right is not about just drafting the perfect law or the perfect rule and putting the pen down. Obviously, how a law works in practice is really important. Laws need to be appropriate to the context, and they need to adapt to changing circumstances. That's why in the elections field, a continuous process of legal reform and review is really important to learn from elections that have just happened and to anticipate new challenges in the future to allow the laws and the rules to be appropriate. IFES is incredibly unique due to the depth and breadth of our expertise in the institution. If you want an elections lawyer, you've got one. If you want a technology specialist, you've got one. If you want a gender inclusion specialist, we have some of the best in the world, and I think that positions us incredibly well to both existing and to new challenges. Anytime I've worked on a draft law or a regulation and see it actually get passed, I think that's a real feeling of satisfaction. Another area is training. I've had the opportunity to train a lot of senior election officials and then be able to watch them take certain decisions or put in place certain systems that draw on that training gives me a lot of satisfaction. And I would say maybe the one last thing, I've seen 2 of our junior staff member here at IFES decide to go on to law school. And maybe I can't take credit for that, but I love to see that what we've been doing at IFES has inspired them to take that step. I'm really glad that I started in the field. So I think my advice to young professionals is get out into the field and see what we do on a daily basis. That's where our work happens. That's where our inspiring local partners are. And just don't be afraid to jump in with both feet and just learn to swim that way. I think that's where the best experience comes from and will give you a sense of what direction you really want to go in.